welcome back to the Handmade Homeschooler. I am Mandy, and today I want to answer a question that I am getting a lot since yesterday's video, which is, why did we switch our core curriculum to my father's world? So first, if it's your first time here, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can make sure that you get an alert every time I upload a brand new video. So let's jump right into this topic because there's a lot of reasons that I want to go over in this video. So first and foremost, my father's world has the Bible woven all the way throughout this curriculum, which I really like. Now, I know that there is some stigma when it comes to boxed curriculum. I am not opposed to boxed curriculum. I am more of an eclectic type of homeschooler, but when it comes to box curriculum, I don't really think that it's a big deal. I actually think that it's much easier, especially for parents who work at home or have a little bit less time to piece everything together. I think that it just makes things a little bit easier. So that's one of my first things is, you know, the Bible is woven all the way throughout it, and it just makes things a little bit easier. So I know I'm getting a good, solid biblical curriculum, and at the same time, they make my life so much easier with these teacher manuals. So let's go over the teacher manual just a little bit here. And so I don't get into any copyright trouble, I'm going to keep this really short, and I'm not going to really go into depth here. But one of the things that I love about my father's world is that the lesson plans are already done for me. And that, as most of you I'm sure understand, that saves me a lot of time. So when it comes to lesson planning, especially when you're a new homeschooler and you're probably a little bit more nervous about going into homeschooling, having that already done for you just gives you a peace of mind, and it kind of just alleviates a little bit of that stress. So now, one of the other things that I like is after the lesson plans are done here, they will have a supplement for higher and lower grades on the opposite page, and the following pages after it will be marked with materials. So it tells me right up front all the materials that I need for the week, which is super helpful, by the way. And then it breaks everything down day by day and tells you and expands upon these little boxes. So I will know just by reading this what pages I need to do, what things I need to focus on, and then they'll even tell me things like if evolution theory might be in one of the books, and kind of give me like a warning like, hey mom, just so you know that there is this sentence here that you might not want to go over if you don't want to teach evolution, which we don't. We teach creation science. So that's like super helpful for me and my husband. And then it really goes over the supplemental. So if you're doing family style, which means you are doing multiple grades. So say like my 8th grader and my 4th grader were doing the same core curriculum together in my father's world. They will tell me things to supplement for my 8th grader that I wouldn't do for my 4th grader. Or let's say I'm doing something with an 8th grader and a 2nd grader or a 3rd grader. It would give me things that I should supplement for that 3rd grader. Make sense? So that's really helpful for both me and my husband because we both teach our children. We both had different strengths in different areas. So that's really great. And I love how they expand upon all those ideas. So I feel like I have more confidence going into it, especially if you were a newer homeschooler. I cannot explain how much confidence you get from a curriculum like this that has everything just laid out for you right there. Okay. So another thing is that this is all in one, which I really enjoy. Now, they have their core curriculums, which is Bible, history, science, music, and art. And I might be forgetting one. If I am, forgive me. But those are the spine. And then you add in language arts and math. Now they have language arts and math suggestions on their website, and you can even order their version of language arts. I'm not a big fan of the language arts that they have because we've tried one of those before and it just didn't work for us. It's not our learning style. So you guys know that we like Abeka for English and for language arts. So that is what we use. So we add in our language arts, and then we add in teaching textbooks for math, and I have a whole curriculum. So I'm getting music, I'm getting art, I'm getting science, I'm getting Bible, and I'm getting history that's all woven together in one. And what I like about it is that they take whatever you're learning in history and they weave it throughout the other subjects. And that is, I think, really cool. And it really expands upon that idea that they're learning in history into those other areas. And it really enriches those concepts that they're learning or about that time period or that person that they may be learning about. And that's one of the reasons why I like all-in-one curriculums, because a lot of times all-in-one curriculums are created that way. So you get really just this huge depth where you wouldn't have that if you pieced a whole bunch of things together. I feel like in the box curriculum, especially ones like this, and I imagine Sunlight is much the same as well, you really get a broader concept and more of a, or not broader, excuse me, but you get more of an in-depth learning experience about that time period or about that person that you're learning about. So we love that aspect of it. Now, another one of the things that I love is that the books come with it. You guys, it has been so frustrating with so many of these curriculums that the books are not included. And when I say books, I mean readers, especially. So I don't like to hunt down books. Especially working at home, I don't have a lot of time sometimes to go to the library or to the bookstore, and I really don't feel like buying books every single week on Amazon. I don't have that kind of money, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't either. I love that when I buy My Father's World, I get a stack of readers this high, and it's just comforting to me. Now, there is the add-on book basket that you can do, and those are optional, and I will pick and choose some of those probably every 6 weeks and have them, I'll probably order them through Thrift Books, and then I'll sell it as like an addition to my curriculum at the end of the year. And that's fine. But when I have to get a curriculum and then they have a list of books that don't even come with it when I've already paid hundreds of dollars, that's really super frustrating to me. So I really, really love that I get all the readers included that are necessary to that curriculum. So I don't feel like I have to go all over the place. So yes, you do pay more for a curriculum like this, but one, you're getting all of the readers with it, which is more expensive if you buy them separate because I already checked. And two, you're getting a ton of subjects where you just have to add in those core elements and you're done. So the last two reasons are more of just my personal kids, but I have kids and a husband who are huge history buffs. So curriculums like this that focus a little bit more on history is just a, kind of like an additive to why we chose curriculum like this. It's because they love the history aspect of it, and that is really good, and it's a bonding thing for my kids and my husband as well, because my husband likes to teach history and Bible. So I feel like it's kind of like a bonding thing for them, and I feel like it because my husband knows so much in that in those two areas, they really get to bond throughout that, and it's something that they get to do together, and they get to have that learning experience together. And lastly, it's just really interesting to my kids. The one that my youngest son is going to be doing, he just fell in love with this curriculum pack, and he was all over it. And when he saw it, there was no changing his mind. And it was right up his alley as well. So it was colorful and unique, and it was just something that I've never seen him fall in love with a curriculum like this before. So when you see your kids get excited about a curriculum, you know right away, like, oh, I have to do anything I can to get this, because they're going to be excited about it and they're going to want to learn. So that really makes it helpful. And I will mention one more thing. My Father's World, the company is just a really good company in general. They call me and I love that. They call and they check on me and see how we're doing. I know when I placed my order, they had seen that I ordered 2 different core curriculums from the same exploration timeline, which is 4th through 8th grade in general terms. And they called to let me know that I could do a family style and save myself one whole pack, which would have saved me like $500. And I explained to them, like, I know I could have totally done a family style, but I have a little one who was just, there was no changing his mind. And, you know, my oldest was kind of the same way. When he saw the one that was more on the 8th grade spectrum, I want that one. And he hasn't learned that time period yet. And he has already done the one that my youngest one is doing. So I was kind of between a rock and a hard space. And the only thing I could do was just order 2 separate just to keep peace. And I'm sure that some of you have probably done the same thing, so don't judge me. But we're excited to start this new year and be in this new homeschool room and start with this fresh, brand new curriculum. And another thing that I really like, I know I keep adding things, they memorize scripture through the entire year as well, which is really cool. My oldest learned the scriptures from Matthew, and he still has some of those memorized from 4th grade. And my oldest, who memorized Matthew, will now be going into James, I believe. And he'll be, they have an option of memorizing the whole book of James or part of it. So there's like definitely ways that you can alter the curriculum to your personal needs and the needs of your family. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you have any questions, I might be able to answer them. So pop them down below. And I have so enjoyed making videos again, and I've totally missed you guys. So that's all I have for you guys today. But if you have any questions, just let me know below, and I will see you next time.